This table, there's different reactions. But what do they all have in common? It is hands. Throughout art history, from understanding the anatomy of the hand that conveys motion and movement through hands. Realistic, stylized, storytelling, exaggeration, illustrated, and even animation. Hands can be conveyed emotionally and expressively, learning anatomy studies, which starts with the basics, which is practicing. You're able to recognize how a hand looks like in a drawings. However, have you ever given a thought of how a hand is conveyed with motion? I forgot to introduce myself. My name is Doodles, and let's begin with the first lesson. First, let's understand the basic anatomy of a hand. If you want to learn how to draw something, then you need to first understand how to build it. Starting with the square for the palm, since our body has muscles and curves, add some curves to your initial square. It helps to know where the placement of the thumb, doing this exercise of drawing boxes in different forms. The fingers follow an arc rather than being flat. Think of the fingers like cylinders to giving it roundness. There is two muscles in the pinky and the thumb. You can define them. When simplifying, you can reduce the knuckles to 2 points instead of 3. Remember that the thumb is thick and short, while the pinky is long and thin. From the back of the hand, all the finger bones originate from the wrist. It goes the same with knuckles, following around the arc. When drawing the fist, always align the knuckles with the arc. This alignment helps with your accuracy in your drawing. Think of the knuckle points as shapes: circle, triangle, and square. Notice that the knuckles bend at angles. At these bending points, the curve of the underside of the fingers would pinch and the top surface would stretch. Drawing tubes can help you to understand how it gives it more dimension depth. For wrinkles of a hand, use Y and X shapes to sanctify wrinkles. Always remember that the muscles overlaying showing depth of the fingers. For example, on the thumb, this shows how the overlay with the muscles. Wrapping lines, which are curves that moves around the point, indicates perspective in the gesture, where it creates of layers. Next, defining the end of the wrist, or the radius, and the ulna. The radius is always on the thumb side, while the ulna is lined with the pinky. This line connects with the radius and the ulna. From the corner of the top plane, show the depth of the wrist. When drawing hands, you also have to think about aging. Like for example, baby hands can be more rounded and simplified. Since there's less bones, there's less joints. While for older hands, you can exaggerate the joints and bones. When drawing in perspective, the visual effect of an object that appears much smaller than the angle. This structure makes it easier to add details like muscles and skin folds, which creates layering. Like for muscles, one side of the hand can be straight and the other side is curved. When a hand is at a dynamic angle, using basic shapes to build out the form, like squares and cylinders. As you practice your anatomy skills on drawing hands, keynote is that practice is important in showing improvement. It's understandable that every artist's skills are different from each other. That drawing hand is different and has their own unique styles, and every artist has their own learning speed practicing anatomy. There's tons of research like a 3D model, a wooden hand, online, and even your own hand. So then, thank you for watching, and if you want to see more content like this, let me know. Down below, leave a like and subscribe.